Hey guys, let's start this. We're going to talk about a little bit of yoga from a strength coach, a specialist. I'm like me personally, analytical analytical person. It is just like kind of naturally is always inside of those people. Kind of, like people. I think they just don't understand. Like they say, I'm so black and white on subjects. And they're absolutely correct. I am extremely black and white on subjects, but I'm black and white, not black or white on subjects. I take pretty much always look from both ends of the spectrum, and then I kind of weave in and out of the middle to kind of formulate how I look at things and understand that side, that's every angle that it possibly can get all the data that I can best way that I can. So I don't know why. I don't just head rolls. If you just hit and go in these things, but if you're just like faces across the hit experience you want to live, expect purpose in this life to help as many can. Impact on. You can't because you're here. Yeah, what we're talking about is yoga and Americanized yoga. Enough on that they perform yoga, the things that they talk about or how they talking about is like basically the Mexican food in America, like crap Mexican. That's not, but it's about that good and what ugly, and let's analyze both. So the formula is because I definitely place it has both. Observed like we observed in things that are so absurd. How this is actually good for your joints or for the in the. So on here, please share it out. On the inspiration training, the chip that hopefully turn into where it's actually when we were brought up, society told you to, not the way your friends tell you to, but the way to break down shit that is holding you back from what to be do in your life, which is the app. Hopefully we can take the way of experiencing you. I know that sounds kind of like people have a really hard like to not food up here. It's great. It's wonderful about I shouldn't say love it. I really love it gets people to work on that in which a lot of people. The other thing that it does work on a little bit of sun, not as much, but it's ability for the people who need more. Everybody. It also just gets people moving. I think it's a very good kind of segue into fit journey, which are two separate things. I know your health journey. You know, it's going to be a lot better couch. You know, there is on the couch. You know, there are things hard to deny. If I get this flat, it's probably because I just put up. But the breathing pattern, like the relapse that I got back to, just you know, if you yoga, you know, some people do it at night, some people like a jog down the side. Some people will unwind, do it with guacamole. Maybe not, but also not the worst. You know, whatever gets you to kind of be that. But the breathing pattern good. You know, your diaphragm is the most important core muscle. If it doesn't drop the way that it's supposed to, nothing else works the way. It's the first muscle you used when you were born. Extremely important. That's some of the stuff that's really yoga is great from a lot of different avenues. You know, and if you guys are like, if you have experience with yoga, you've had a good experience, you've had a bad experience. What did you like about yoga? What didn't you? What, you know, put that Nixon, I see. Right down and below. Say hi. You know, shit, dude. But what about yoga do you like? What about yoga do you dislike? And I'm talking about this version, probably what yoga was at. So just like your opinion, there's going to be people kind of come and go on these things. So I'm going to repeat myself very often, but there's about yoga and there are some things that suck about yoga. And what we're just kind of, which ones are good. Go ahead and say hi in the comment section. What's your experience? What have you experienced with yoga teachers? It's really hard. I mean, they get made fun of about it. You know, and kind of ask for it. Vegans definitely ask for it. But Joanne Salome, I'm glad you're here. Didn't see you. I didn't see you on Wednesday, but in here. But I am an white person, obviously, but black. I do not go this wishy-washy stuff from a lot of different perspectives. Up looking wishy-washy at times, but it's like, what about this? 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 I want to see from your perspective. I want to see from my perspective. I want to see from everybody else's perspective. And then I'm an extremely analytical. I want to analyze a really good view of what I think of any certain thing. You know, like people talk to me about politics, and sometimes I'm going to sound super, super left. Sometimes I'm going to sound crazy far to the right. Sometimes I'm going to sound like a whack job, which is probably all the time. But what's going on, Aaron? Yeah, if you guys are share out for the yoga stuff, as you know, what are the black and the white of yoga? Things with bad things. You know, when should we use it? Is it appropriate for everybody? Is it appropriate? I can tell you that those last two is definitely appropriate for some people, and is definitely not appropriate for others. The thing that I noticed probably most, the biggest hitch in there is in like the Americanized one is that are already good at yoga probably don't need as much yoga. So really what yoga encompasses is stretching. That's basically all it is. While working on breathing patterns and relaxing. And all three of those things are great. So don't take that as I'm sounding real judgy. I think sometimes I sound a little judgy, and really I'm not what it is. It's like, let's look at it from an objective standpoint. You're holding positions, you're deep positions, you know, you're trying to relax in those positions. Your mind, great. But that's basically what it is, and that's bends off. You know, stretching is a good thing for some people. Can it be the beginning of your like health journey? Yes. And gardening could be the beginning of your health journey if you really wanted it to be. But it is not. The people who are really good, probably more on the flex or unstable side, the hypermobile mobile, because it's actually not really like it's hard to be hypermobile. The definition of mobile. So, so if you're taking the person who is already goosey, their arms can go everywhere, you know, their teeth while holding their toes, they're just super. Should they be doing yoga? Like they can, but they probably need to be doing with it, because stretching a person who is already super loose like that, first of all, what's the point? And second of all, you're just adding to instability in their body. So it's not necessarily a good thing. We don't in an unstable joint. And there's a big difference between being a mobile joint and being unstable. They'll present almost to the if you didn't know what you were looking for. But if you're already assuming more yoga, no, you probably need a lot less. Actually need is more strength training. I know that's shameless plug, right? Probably do need more strength training in your. But yeah, what are your experiences with yoga? Have you done a yoga class? Just write yes or no. What happened in the yoga class that you liked? That down. What you didn't like about it? You're an asshole. Was the instructor super overly? What did you like? What the yoga class for you? What for you? What didn't work for you? What did you? Some of the things that super stiff, they probably need to do more yoga. I really transitioned hard on you there, but super stiff. What do they need more of? Do they need more strength versus yoga? Thoughts on Pilates versus yoga? Pilates created Pilates. Supposedly he couldn't move, he couldn't walk around, and he was really into exercise, so he created movement fine and wonderful and everything. But people have connected yoga. They're different things. I mean, put them in the same category. I mean, I don't know, maybe stole a bunch of stuff from yoga and kind of they were similar, or different avenues. I would say Pilates is much more about like a stability and a stretching. I'd say yoga, stretching, mobility thing than a still. So like Pilates is a different beast. It's a much younger thing. Like Joseph Pilates, I'm pretty sure he's still alive. I don't think it's that old. I have very limited experience with Pilates. I know some of the moves are very good, but I different, you know. It'd be like hearing how we work with medicine, with Olympic lifting. They're just too. Aaron said, yoga during my running day when you have an interactive instructor or with an instructor said I felt like I needed regimen. It's the whole picture. If we want to take all my notes and want to put it in just like one sentence, whole picture. You know, health is exercise, mindset, nutrition, recovery. this, like right now, we're kind of in that, you know, probably in the exercise and the or yoga kind of down in the recovery methods. I would call yoga kind of more of an active recovery. You could put it in the mindset methods and the parasympathetic activity. You'd be like, you're really turned up. You go. You're working as hard as you possibly can. You're kind of like I am right now, where you're talking really fast and you're up and you're hyper. That's sympathetic activity. Parasympathetic activity would be like, I'm very coy, reserved, and mellow, relaxed. They're two very different. It is kind of where you go during a yoga class. Like I think meditation is actually a much better means of parasympathetic activity, but like, sorry guys, I'm reading here and I'm going back and forth. What were we? But yeah, if we were gonna put down in once, you know, that would be it. Like if we wanted to, it's not the whole picture. A lot of these yoga people, you would almost think that yoga cures cancer. You think it like I had a yoga try to convince me that she could. There was three of us talking. It's a yoga lady, doctor, and we were haven't much yet. But he was saying something about, like, he was very bow-legged, and then she his bow-leggedness. Like, it was really hard in the moment not to I had to really hold back, and I didn't. I'm really glad that I didn't make an argument out of it or anything like that. But the only way that you're going to cure a person's bow-leggedness, which why would you? It's an alignment thing. It's not really that big a deal. You would have to surgically break their leg. That's the only way you're going to pull that. So I don't quite know how she was going to do it, but we didn't. She came up with some really kind of helps to diagnose. But listen to this yoga. It does not. It does not cure everything. So I labeled some of the good stuff about yoga: breathing, the relaxation, the stretching work, some of the stuff. It's great. It's a really nice. We call that a gateway, the gateway drug. It's really nice to exercise, but it is not the whole picture. It is not the whole picture. The black of let's call that the white, the good. The black of yoga is that a lot of these moves are like an atomic bomb going off in your spine. A lot of these moves, they're bad for your spine. I try not to really bash on things very often and try to stay positive, but it's bad on your spine. It just is. Like your lower back, if you you're actually supposed to have throughout your vertebrae. Like up here, you have a lot of rotation. Your vertebrae really can rotate on top of each other, but your lower back does not. Your lower back is not designed to rotate. And these moves that they have where they're really driving our spine, like the lower back, grind on itself like that is not good. Also, the super hyperflexion or the super hyper or hyperextension or the super hyperflexion. Flexion would be like, really far in this position, or I extend back super far. Do I have any bats in the cave? Anybody notice? If either one of the extremes is not good, and a lot of yoga is taking people, there's going to be probably some yoga that says, I don't do that with my clients. I know about that. Or way to go. Massive respect. I've had really deep, nice conversations and discussions, not arguments, with yoga people who understand the point for and against yoga, and I can agree with their points for and against yoga. People that just have no clue what they're talking about. But yeah, it's just not. It's not the whole picture. Some moves, they're just absolutely awful, just absolutely abysmal. And then on, like, when we hyper view of what it really is, it's not going to cure cancer. It's not going to solve. Not going to, it is the beginning. just a small segment. You know, if you walked in, you'd be like, this looks very yoga-ish. A lot of our warm-ups, you would say these are kind of yoga moves. Some of them do look that way, and that's on purpose. Like we have one called a yogaplex. Where do you suppose we stole that? Yeah, I'm a thief. I'm stuff. I am a thief. I go and I find what other people are doing, and I emulate it. The things that work. I take all the things that work well, and I go, yeah, I'm going to use these. Why wouldn't I? It would be against my purpose in life to not use them. But, Aaron says, when you did that reconfirmed was that I needed more stability. Yeah, I mean, that's right, so that we know what we're doing. If you're at gym and you do a strategy session, we're going to look at the majority of your joints. And we're going to look at what muscles might be tight, what muscles might be the patterning in your alignment. We look at a lot of different things so it's a program for you. You know, and if you don't do it, so that's why, and like some people, they need more stability. So that would be a person who doesn't, you know, some people, almost everybody presents with a lack of core strength and a lack of function through their hip. It just is as an ankle restriction. Not everybody though. I'm one of those people that just has this like really, I can dorsiflex my foot crazy far for some odd reason. You know, most people don't have that. Whereas like I don't function. Everybody has their kind of limits, the things that they're constantly working on. I tried a couple yoga videos, but I'm so stiff. Even the beginner stuff was frustrating. I would imagine a class would help, but I don't want to be the unmobile person at the back of the classroom. The immobile person at the back of the classroom. But what did you do? Have you done a yoga class? What did you dislike? What if you have done, right, that you had a yoga class, right, that you say why you have it, and the yoga class, what did you like? What did you dislike? And just spill out on that. But yeah, I think some of the limitations of so we've gone over some of the black, some of the yoga, some of the bad things of yoga. There's so much progression that you can do. Because I'm not talking about can you actually load it. We want to load a glute bridge. You know, we want to load some weight. At some point, we want to load in our hand. Rapid deadlift. We want to lift, and usually we're going to use little weight. You know, at some point, we want to walk with some weight as well. That is strength getting into the game. The thing about mobility training, there's a chicken or an egg. So did you get stiff and then lose stability, or did you lose stability because it's stiff? How do I say this? Because usually your body, mobility, stiffness is your body searching for stability. So did you get stiff, or did you lose stability? It's a chicken or the egg scenario. So, but it works back. If you go and get a bunch of mobility, you don't necessarily get more if you get more mobility, you don't. So it worse. So that's one of the limitations of yoga. And it's falling over my words to actually say that. So I hope you guys found that entertaining myself. But yeah, you can't load yoga. No external load. At some point, your body just isn't going to pull that up. You know, we need the hamstring. We need the grip to have to hold on to something. We need the rotator cuff to have compression. So your rotator things. It stops. I hit my hand. My humerus didn't shoot out the back of my shoulder, right? Because my rotator cuff stopped it. Kettlebell or my groceries or, you know, your kid, but, you know, whatever. You know you've done it. my arm just doesn't get ripped off because my rotator cuff sucks it back in. So at some point, we need to work both of those. And yoga is only you just you need other things besides. So there's no. We're only working on mobility, 99 a little bit, and you don't get as much of that stability work that we need. And also, how do I say this one? This, I'll explain it. What's a better idea of how to say what my note is here, but yeah, with yoga. Oh, nice. Jason's even here. If you guys are just coming into this, please share it. We got about 5 more minutes here that we're going to talk about yoga. If there's a situation that you didn't like about yoga, most people love it when they go to their yoga class. And some of that's good. And down here, we can go to this. I think it's kind of like it's immediately understood. You walk in and have an instructor, and you kind of know what you're going to get. You're not going to get put to the ringer. You're not going to get so sore that you can't walk the next day. It's fairly safe in the minds of the consumer, right? But you can still do things that are not good for you. But anyway, what the black and the white of yoga are from certain bad, from certain other. You guys, that's what I'm always. This is my last cup of coffee. This is the last time that I drink coffee for the day, and I get all hyped up while I'm doing it. But yeah, so in my mind, I think black and white all the time. Like I'll go to the gray every once in a while, but I always come back to black and white. And I live there in both simultaneously. Every time I'm living in the black and the white, so that I can understand both ends of the spectrum. And then you can analyze with yoga. What are we really getting? We're getting some stretching. We're probably working on movement just a little bit, but there's no external load. There's going to be a kind of a ceiling to how far we can go. It's not the whole package. But I do love it. I really, really like it from the standpoint of it almost gives people permission to relax. And a lot of people are relaxing, like I've been here today and she goes, she goes, I'm watching the clock. And I'm like, yeah, but this way you can just relax and it'll just go off when it's done. She's like, you have no really is. She is fairly aware, right? Like, I'm glad that she's like, people have a really hard time relaxing. I'm a person that has a hard time relaxing. And I'm not talking about just like sitting in a chair. I'm talking about muscles go, letting your mind go, just you don't have any. It is kind of a nice way. It gives people permission to be. It's a very good thing. But when we're doing all this hyperextension, we're really cranking on joints that don't need to be cranked on. You're having people already super good at this. They don't need to be stretching. They need to probably actually not stretch at all. There's certain people that they should rolling and do the ramp in their program because they don't need it. They need more stability. And most of the people that are at yoga classes go to a yoga class. I've been doing enough around. It's not like I've never done one. There's like two that are sort of stiff. Everybody else is just like this loosey-goosey, can move their arm, everything everywhere. These are not people. They should be doing strength training. And as far as that goes, an entire hour is super overkill. And I'll probably get some yoga professionals like, you don't know what you're talking about. You've never even. If all you've studied is yoga, then you got nothing. You know, I've studied enough of yoga. You know, I've studied this stuff more, but I've studied enough of movement to kind of look at things and be able to realize should be used or not. And yoga is good. There's a lot of crap out there, but one of the biggest things to see, I really like, hopefully in the mind of the world, they can kind of get over, you know, CrossFit kind of came along and did something that nobody's been able to make straight, like culturally acceptable. Still gets hated on, which is too bad. Like, I'm not trying to hate on yoga. I don't try to, they all have done really good things, but they're too extreme, but they're too one in the black, or they're only in the white. You know, that's like, you've got to be black and white simultaneous. Pull from yoga, we from like some of the CrossFit stuff, we kind of did that anyway, but we pull from strongman, you know, we pull from medicine ball work, like the best of the best of the best of the best of exercise. And that's just, you've also got mindset, nutrition, and health. You know, fitness is not, or not, yoga and health are not, it can add to, it's not the cause of. We're a little bit past time here. Do you guys have anything to add? If you made it this far, thank you. I mean, losing my training for all my notes in 30 minutes, which is kind of impressive minutes. And a new 2 pages, like it's basically 1 page of notes here. It's about 1 so that you guys can get on. Please share that, inspire the experience you want to live. People have it on. A video makes this possible, and I do this. It does help me to help others, and I do it for a selfless reason, because I'm helping others, man. Like, we're selling, believing in yourself, and attitude. You know, like there's, you know, being always the joy of being in you, being a powerful person, being all in and challenging your fear base. You're not enough in this world. So, and hopefully I can sell every single person in the entire world that idea. That's my hope. That's my purpose. That's what I'm trying to do. But anyway, please share this out. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for being here. We're gonna sign off, but share it out. Comment. I saw the heart go across the screen there. Thanks, guys.